Football Club Barcelona's La Liga. It was a debut for Antoine Griezmann, but it was Iñaki Williams of Athletic Club who had the first shot of the game. It required action. One of the first opportunities from Barca came about as a result of a wayward back pass. It fell to Luis Suarez to be replaced by Rafinha. For a goalless first half, Rafinha in place of Iñaki Williams late on to break the deadlock and provide a magnificent opening goal of the 2019-2020 season. Athletic Club, a shock victory on the opening day of the season. The final score, Athletic Club 1, Football Club Barcelona 0.
Betis got off to a dream start in the Camp Nou in the final game of the weekend's football from round 2 when Nabil Fekir visitors. But Sergio Roberto would then link on 41 minutes with Antoine Griezmann. Opening goal in the Camp Nou for Barcelona in the second half. One before young Carlos Perez. Busquets with a great steal there, feeding Jordi Alba to make it 4 times by the home side. Perez would find Griezmann, Griezmann would find second half substitute. Youngster in goal for Betis, Dani Martin. Loren Moron would then get some consolation. The Camp Nou, Griezmann delighted with his brace, 5-2 to Barcelona. The Estadio El Sadar held a very heartfelt minute's silence in memory of Luis Enrique's 9-year-old daughter Chana before the kick-off of Saturday's opening game, making it 1-0 in the second half. 16-year-old Ansu Fati needed just 5 minutes after coming off the bench to equalise, ever goal scorer. Artur Melo, another second half substitute, would make it. Substitutions from Valverde before Villar would sting the gloves of Marc-Andre ter Stegen, and Gerard Piqué would give away a penalty with that handball. Up would step Osasuna's hero Roberto. The best chance in those 9 minutes fell to Carlos Perez, whose heavy touch just frustrated his El Sadar. Osasuna 2, Barcelona 2.
Albert Celades took charge of his first game in charge of Valencia's Los Che visited Barcelona on Saturday evening. He made it 1-0 after just 2 minutes. The pass from Frankie de Jong. Celades looking concerned on the sidelines, but he will have been. So Los Che back in the game. But in the second half, former Barca goalkeeper Jasper for Barca's 2-goal lead. Then Nelson Semedo tried his luck and struck the woodwork. Luis Suarez came on to replace Ansu, and it didn't take the Uruguayan long to make his mark. Left with time and space, he produced an outstanding finish and doubled that outside the near post. Valencia would add some gloss to the scoreline as Maxi Gomez met Denis Cherchev's side that ran out winners. Final score, Barcelona 5, Valencia 2. Granada were going in search of their first home win of the season against the reigning champions, and they made the perfect start. Antonio Puertas' cross looping up off the feet of Gerard Piqué. And on that occasion, the save made from Puertas' shot. And after a lacklustre first half, Messi, who started on the bench, and Ansu Fati were brought on. Ter Stegen almost fumbled the ball into his own net. And midway through the second half, Arturo Vidal was adjudged to have handled the ball in the area. Substitute 2-0 to Granada, the final score.
After their surprise defeat at the hands of Granada at the weekend, Griezmann opened the scoring on 6 minutes, and it wasn't long before it was 2-0. A wonderful goal scored, taken off at half-time, and Santi Cazorla pulled the goal back for Villar. Dembélé was brought on in place of Messi. Villarreal opportunity with his left foot, as did Gerard Piqué with a rare free kick from him. To Villarreal 1.
A first away win for the season for Football Club Barcelona. It was Carlos Perez with the first. out of Soria early on. Angel would do the same with Ter Stegen from Sergio Roberto. But the turning point of the first half came from this wonderful piece of Route 1 football. Ter Stegen spotting the run by Suarez. Had a lot to do, but do it he did. 1-0. Right after the break, Barcelona made it 2. First goal for the club for Junior. First 2-0. Barcelona cruising. Suarez had an almighty battle with Gené all game. Almost made it 3. Soria got the good block before Barcelona went down to 10 men. Langley with the second book late on. It was all in vain. Serious performance from Football Club Barcelona. It was Getafe 0, Barca 2.
It would be a night of missed opportunities for Sevilla and clinical finishing from Barca. They found Luke de Jong. Great save by Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. 27 minutes in, Barca scored with their first kick, beating Thomas Vaclik. 27 minutes the first goal, 32 minutes the second. Artur's pass in, Arturo Vidal beating the Sevilla offside trap. Artur. And just 3 minutes later, it was 3-0. Half minutes. The start of the second half, de Jong would have another opportunity. And that Artur. Leo Messi had 2 free kicks in the first half, but his first the wall past Vaclik. Late on there'll be drama as debutant Roland Araujo, who just come on for Todibo, was sent off for that foul on Chicharito. Barca will be reduced to 9 as Dembele saw red, but it mattered not as it finished 4-0 to the home side in Camp Nou.
Pedro Leon putting that one over the top before Lenglet's lovely through ball to Griezmann, taking advantage of Pablo Di Blasi losing his footing, and the Frenchman making no mistake. In the second half, Griezmann with a little half touch to Messi would get an assist out of the home side. Griezmann here with the lovely through ball again to Messi, again through on Dimitrovic, this time generously squares it to Suarez. Scores would remain in Ipurua, Eibar 0, Football Club Barcelona 3.
Barcelona got a 5-1 win over Valladolid on Tuesday, and they only needed 2 minutes to go in front. Probably should have cleared their lines, but they didn't, and they were behind, but not for long because they had a flick, but the ball went in. Then Leo Messi took over. First, a perfect pass through. His third goal of the season, and then Messi. From Messi in the space of 5 minutes. Nearly another assist in the second half by Antoine Griezmann, and Messi soon made it 4. Nice pass from another of the day, and then his second assist just to wrap things in the end. Barcelona back on top of the league. Barca 5, Real Valladolid 1.
Barcelona visited Levante in the Ciutat de Valencia and dominated things early on. They took a late lead in the first half with this Leo Messi penalty after mid-hour. But the second half action saw Levante come out fighting before 2 minutes later, former Madrid man Borja Mayor. And then just 5 minutes later, Langley clears Nemanja. Final chance for Levante was pushed wide. The final score, Levante 3, Barcelona 1.
New Celta Vigo coach Oscar Garcia watched on as his team lost 4-1 at Barcelona on Saturday. Joseph Aidú's handball giving Leo Messi the chance to open the scoring from a set piece. Another set with a great strike, but Messi even better. Barcelona just before the break, then just after the break, to make it 3-1, completing his hat-trick. Fran Beltran with a try from long distance. Messi trying to tee up Antoine Griezmann for a goal, but Ruben Blanco coming off his line well to save. The Frenchman denied. He was later replaced by Luis Suarez. The scoring completed in the latter stages by an unlikely source, Sergio Busquets. More than 2 years. Olazabal tried his luck again from another set piece, but Ter Stegen saved it, and that was the last action as Barca got the victory. Messi's hat-trick sending them top. Barcelona 4, Celta 1.
La Liga leaders Barcelona visited Butaque on Saturday to take on Leganés, and on 12 minutes, Youssef En-Nesyri, Oscar would clip the outside of the post. Ousmane Dembélé centre would be greeted by this excellent glancing header from Suarez. Images from the second half. A warning from Gerard Piqué getting... And then a Leo Messi free kick would be finished off by Leganés defence. And then second half substitute. That was the winner for Barcelona, although Dembélé had this opportunity to extend their lead. The final score in Butarque, Leganés 1, Barcelona 2.
In the showpiece game of the weekend in the Wanda Metropolitano, it was Atletico de Madrid that went closing the far post. Then Hermoso would have an even clearer chance meeting the cross from João from a corner. Alvaro Morata produced another, kept out by the German international. And then Gerard Piqué would go close at the other end after leaving Atletico in the summer, but he could only volley high and wide. And then Sergio Roberto was the saviour in front of goal. The cross from Herrera, the flick on from Morata. And 4 minutes from time, Messi did what Messi does best. The 1-2 with Luis was enough to give Barca all 3 points.
Leo Messi received his latest Ballon d'Or before kickoff as Barcelona brushed aside Mallorca. The opening goal coming early on through Antoine Griezmann running onto a 50-yard ball for the Frenchman. Before long, Messi with a sumptuous strike made awesome power. And Luis Suarez wanted a goal. He was denied by the woodwork after a cutback from Sergio Roberto, and Mallorca found a way back into Clement Lenglet. But not 2-1 for long, because Messi was given another opportunity, and it was to be 4 before the break, with arguably the goal of the game, arguably the goal of the season. How on earth did pass from Frenkie de Jong? Mallorca had another goal midway through the second half, a towering leap, but it was Messi who would have the final word. Suarez laying it off, and Messi with the crunch. Another victory for Barcelona. Barca 5, Mallorca 2.
Barcelona's visit to take on Real Sociedad on Saturday got off to a poor start. A penalty for Busquets' pull on the shirt of Llorente. Mikel Oyarzabal stepping up to put the ball past Ter Stegen 7 minutes before the break, and 1-1 against the run of play. But Leo Messi would combine with Luis Suarez for no mistake from that distance. That led to a brief period of dominance for Beldia. After that, Real Sociedad with the better chances. Teammate. And there was a spell of comical defending from Barcelona. The final score, Real Sociedad 2, Football Club Barcelona 2.
Camp Nou hosted El Clasico on Wednesday evening as Barcelona and Real Madrid both went in search of outright leadership of La Liga Santander. Real Madrid came close to opening the score. It's not adjudged to have been a penalty. And at the other end, Sergio Ramos kept the ball. Ramos clearing off the line. Then Jordi Alba would have an opportunity, picked out by Messi. The full from Gareth Bale, but wide of the mark, and so El Clasico ended 0-0.
Carlos Puyol presented Messi with the award as November's best player in La Liga ahead of the kick-off of Barcelona's final game of the year in the Camp Nou. And his assists, Griezmann and Messi then linked up brilliantly. Messi's effort just going across the face of the goal, Piqué unable to latch onto it. And on the stroke of half-time, Arturo Vidal would make it 2. But Alaves would enjoy a spell in the second half, which got them right back into the... From a corner, just when Barca seemed to be struggling, up stepped Leo Messi with a goal. 3-1. Martin was adjudged to have handled, and Luis Suarez would take the penalty, making it... And there was no coming back from that. The final score in the Camp Nou, Barcelona 4, Deportivo Alaves 1.
A pulsating local derby ended all square as Abelardo took charge of Espanyol for the first time against his former club, and Espanyol gave their new manager into the corner. Nothing Neto could do. Barca were very poor in the first half, but did nearly equal. The game was transformed by the introduction of Arturo Vidal after the break, and an excellent finish inside the near post. Within 10 minutes, it was 2-1. Alba to Suarez to Vidal. The season. Messi had a quiet night
for Barcelona, but he did tee up Suarez for a chance that was well saved. Then Frenkie de Jong received a red card, his second yellow. A clear decision for the referee, and Espanyol levelled against the 10 men of Barca when one substitute teed up. Espanyol getting a point that on the whole they just about deserved as it finished Espanyol 2, Barcelona 2.